Hey, good evening, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to our weekend Q&A. And as folks are coming in, I will just say hello to you and turn on the chat here as well as the Q&A. Um, what I'm going to do tonight, I'm going to do a few updates, and then I'm going to get into uh, just a few things about some things we're going to be doing going forward, starting this week. And I have been threatening to do some training finally, and I think I'm just about ready. I got to put some things in place. I'm going to talk about that a little bit here tonight. So good to see everybody as you are coming in. Welcome to our weekend Q&A. And routinely, I like to just talk about using your PLR and using it to get recurring income. I am going to be talking about tonight about some things that I'm going to be doing going forward, as I said. Um, let's see. Gail says, okay, all right. See, I think I can see the question bar here. Okay, I see your hand there, Gail. If you want to just type it in, and I'll get to it. So, okay, so let's go ahead and dive in. I do want to remind you that our Microsoft Tools um, PLR is now released. If you're an Ultimate Insider, if you go to the member area, your Ultimate Insider discount is there. I think that there's a launch day coupon here for everyone, and if you just look at that at the I guess it's the subdirectory code. You can pretty much use that for the launch day discount. Depending on when you see this, it should have maybe a few hours left. So if you want to use that, I think you can get 14% off the entire funnel. So if that's what it is, but again, if you're an Ultimate Insider, of course, you would not use that code. You would use let's see, chat is disabled. You would use uh let me see, make sure the chat is enabled. Okay, everybody. Okay. Yep. Chat should be enabled. Um, okay, so let's go ahead and dive in. I do want to talk about the DFY going forward. And what I want to do is to just kind of talk about the fact that I didn't do a DFY live masterclass this week. And the reason for that is I need to kind of flip my schedule and flip the way that I'm going to be doing it. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be delivering that content live in my local area and pre-selling the course that I'm going to do next Saturday. So I needed to flip that schedule. And so I need to, I'm going to be doing that on Monday, but it's actually going to be for Saturday. And by the time you get it, it'll already be done. It'll already be edited. And I will have already used it in order to pre-sell it. So you'll have some idea as to how you're going to be able to use it. Now, of course, it's going to work the very same way it always has. It's going to be a live presentation. It's going to be on the benefits of whatever it is I'm going to be talking about. And I can't remember what I'm going to be doing Saturday. I was looking at our designer and wondering if he's going to be ready with our design for 11 Labs. I don't think he's going to be ready with that. I'm either going to be doing one or two things. I've got a course plan called The Business of Life Coaching, which I'm going to be explaining the business side of internet marketing. And if you sell to life coaches, you would be able to do that. I've also got something that I had been planning called Job Layoff Survival Guide, and I sort of uh, was going to do that last week. That ended up turning out to be AI Survival Guide. But what I really want to do with Job Layoff Survival Guide is to just kind of talk about both AI and talk about how someone if they've got to do something like immediately, or if they've got to do something to plan in case they're laid off. So some people probably should be, if they think they're in danger, like, so if you could be you. I would really highly suggest that you start building out a presence to monetize your expertise. And one of the best ways of being able to do that is some kind of content you're doing on a regular basis. I used to say a blog, but not everybody reads anymore. It can be a YouTube channel, it can be a podcast, but it should be something where you are delivering information and you're demonstrating your expertise, and you should have a body of work. And so I suggest that everyone, I've been talking to my sister, who's a pharmacist. She's a professor. She's a PhD, and I even suggest that to her. That look, you don't want to be caught flat-footed, and you should have an element where you own some of your expertise. And most people don't own their expertise. They kind of wait until they get kicked out of the company before they own something. And so regardless of who you are, whether you are employed, whether you're self-employed, whether you're retired, one of the things that we all have to do in an information economy, we're no longer an agricultural economy. We are no longer in an industrial economy. So, the idea of a pension based on the work that you have done, being steady. Some people are living in that in-between area where they were able to build up the pension, but it's probably not going to exist for a lot of people. But what you do have is you have this currency, this expertise, and that is really your pension. So you've got to treat all of your experience and expertise, you've got to capture it, and you've got to make sure that you get the benefit from it. I mean, you did the work, you put in the years for it, you have expertise that other people don't have. And so part of what we're doing as information marketers and we're teaching people how to do this, how to take your expertise, package it and make it available so that, you don't feel slimy. You shouldn't feel slimy about selling your expertise because it's yours, right? So we all have to capture that area of expertise. So in other words, so the DFY going forward is going to be where I'm going to do it beforehand. And instead of doing it afterward, I'm going to have already done it by the time we get to the launch period. So that's why there's no DFY this week. What we have, along with Microsoft AI tools, is I have the tutorial masterclass, which is 20 additional hands-on tutorials where I basically outlined how to take some of the principles that were explained in the basic course so that your customer will be able to use those principles. And the DF1 tutorial masterclass, it's always unrestricted rights. So, I like to do something for the people who want to sell to other people. They want to sell PLR rights. I don't like giving those rights away on the front end. I want to preserve the basic integrity of the training for the people that buy the front end. A lot of people buy the front end, and so that's always going to be preserved. So I'm never going to give away unrestricted rights because I don't want to see that offer on a membership site when you've already paid for it, when you've already got it. I like to see it in your membership site. I like to see you selling it. And what I don't want to see is people, selling it to resell it. And so I never do unrestricted rights. I get that question a lot. And sometimes someone will come to me and they will ask me, well, can I pay you for the right to resell it? And typically, I don't do that for any less than $250 per course. So the same course that you buy on the front end, I will sell master resale rights to it. It's just, I just start the pricing for that at $250, right, per course. And that's just, and I don't care if anybody buys it. So I'm not selling. What I'm doing is I'm saying, hey, I'll make it available to you. I'll give you the right to resell it. It's just going to cost more because, again, my goal in that is to preserve the value of the course for the people that buy the front end. Right. So that's really my goal. So, okay. So I've kind of talked about that a little longer than I wanted to. I am connecting bonuses, and you may or may not have even noticed this, that what I am doing this year that's different than last year is a lot of our bonuses are connected to other bonuses. So when I create something, and typically if I get around to doing an affiliate promotion, I don't have time to do this with everything, but what I've been trying to do is to make sure that they're all connected. So if you if you were to take 2 or 3 of our bonuses and string them together, you could create something just with our bonuses. And that's really what we're going to be doing this year, is making sure they're connected. So if you get them all, right? So that would be nice, right? If you if you're going to buy an affiliate promotion, you always get it from us because you know our bonus is going to be connected to each other. But okay, but if you have, let's say, some of them, then you're going to notice that they're all going to have some connection, not only to the courses that you may have purchased from us, but also to some of the other bonuses that you have. That's the case this week. I did a recommendation for my old business partner, Jonathan, who has something. And I'll tell you about that here in this session, right? So in other words, going forward, if I do a promotion, to the best of my ability, I can't say always with a bonus because that's not my primary business model. But if I have to create something, it's going to be connected to other things. So you're going to be able to connect it to some of the other bonuses. You're going to be able to connect it to the other courses and products that we are selling. I am completing what's called page 1. This is going to be for Ultimate Insiders, and that's going to be I finally found a page inside of Teachable, and I've been waiting for them to put together something so I can tier things, right? They promised that sometime in March, and they've been promising and promising and promising, and they have not done that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together what I call page 1. And page 1 is going to be everything from the starting point you need to know as an Ultimate Insider, starting with where to find everything, as well as what to do. I want to put that on one page, and I am creating that. That's really what I want to do before we start the training, right? Because I don't want to. What I don't want to do is to I want to make sure that if there's anything that you can't find, you can always go to one page to get it. So that's going to be page 1. Now, I'm also going to do this for those of you who are part of the PLR show community. So I will have a page 1. My highest priority is to do that for our Ultimate Insiders first, and to get that right. Once I get that right, I will do page 1 for the PLR show community. So you'll be able to go to one page once you get any of our products, and you'll be able to know exactly where to get everything. So page 1, that's a priority for me. I'm going to be finished with Ultimate Insiders page 1 this week. I'm not sure when I'm going to get around to the page 1 for the community, but that is on our list of things to do. So page 1 is a priority right now. And if you're an Ultimate Insider, I'm going to be meeting with you on Wednesday. I will have page 1 for Wednesday, and I'll be talking to you about that then. It's not ready yet, but it will be there. On a daily basis or semi-daily basis, I have completed, I have honestly completed, and you'll have to tell me if I'm wrong, but I think I'm right. I don't think there's anything else for me to cover with System.io substantively, right? I think I've covered everything. I did content marketing. I did launches. I did sales funnels. And so I've pretty much done everything you'd need to know if you wanted to teach your customer how to get started on that platform. I'm not going to bundle that course I'm not going to bundle those this year. Just so you'll know. So if you might be waiting for a bundle for Expertise Monetization Playbook, because I created in the calendar year 2023, I tend not to do bundles. So I will not be bundling that until 2025. So, if you need it and you need to get it so that, you want to start teaching your own customer, or you want to learn how to use System.io, then the pricing right now, the only way to get that discounted, right? The only way to get a lower price than where it is right now, I think all those courses are $27. The only way to get that lower is to become an Ultimate Insider, right? You get them all at a discount then, but right now that pricing is not going to change. So just so you know, I don't want you to wait for something that's not going to happen. Expertise Monetization Playbook I'm done for now. I may do one more course in there. I have covered the platform. Now, are there lots of little things that I didn't cover? Yes. Do they matter in terms of monetizing your expertise? I don't think so. I have covered everything you need to know from monetizing your expertise, including, I've also included how to put your PLR on there. That was the upgrade in expertise monetization playbook volume 1. And I think I gave all that to Ultimate Insiders, just so you know. So if you're an Ultimate Insider, I think you have that. Most of you are not really concerned about System.io. I think I took the last 3 or 4 months and I've covered that. That is done. So what that frees me up to do now is to focus on the platform. And I will be focusing on what is the Go High Level platform. To some people, to you, it's a platform for you to sell your stuff. And you are basically using a sub account. You get that for being as an Ultimate Insider, and you get access to it to use it. And so we will work with all of its flaws, and it has a lot of them as a platform. So I understand that, but I will tell you from my experience that if you are searching and you are in constant state of looking at tools, you will be less productive than you want to be, and you will make less money than you want to make. It's just a fact. And I've done that. I've done that different years since I've been in internet marketing. I've been doing this since full time since 2009. And I can tell you that when you wake up, or when you get to your PC and you're getting sold to, and somebody's selling you a new tool and you're evaluating it, all that evaluation time takes away from marketing. It also takes away from networking. And so you got to really spend your time on marketing and networking. Those are the highest value tasks for you and your business, your online business. That will always pay. A tool may or may not pay. And have you not heard what I have talked about in terms of theory of constraints and how to evaluate software? That's on my YouTube channel. Please go watch that. It is very true that less software diminishes some limitation you have right now, and you understand that what rules you have to change or how you operate in order to get it working, it's not going to work. I don't care how good it is. I don't care how much integrity the person has. I don't care. It does not matter. It's not going to matter. And it has nothing to do with the software, has nothing to do with software in general. It's because of us, right? So the theory of constraints is a human, it is a theory based on how we operate. And that software is going to sit on your hard drive. It's not going to do anything. And if you're buying it just because you want to save it for a rainy day, typically the rainy day doesn't come, and it takes some of the resources you should be using, quite honestly, right? And I'm biased, that you should be building your inventory, right? If you build a nice inventory in your learning center, you make an irresistible offer, right? If you go to someone, you say, look at what I've got here. That's an irresistible offer. The bigger that library is, right? And again, of course, I'm biased because I sell PLR, but it's true. Somebody's going to buy into your learning center just because of one course you've got there, right? Just because you continually keep it updated, just because you've continually got everything that's cutting edge on there. And so sometimes if you're buying a tool which you may or may not use, and if you don't understand the rules, you're not going to use it anyway. So in any case, we're going to focus on the platform right now. You've got that platform as an Ultimate Insider. I would suggest that you stop looking at tools. You just kind of deal with the limitations that it has, and that you figure out workarounds. And everybody's workarounds are going to be different. Because if you stop if you stop tomorrow evaluating tools, even AI tools, if you stop tomorrow, I'd be really surprised if 1 year from right now, if you look back and you try to figure out, well, what did you earn up until that point? What did you earn since you stopped looking at tools? I'd almost be willing to say you're going to have more. I can't guarantee that because I have no way of knowing what else you're doing in your business. But by and large, I can tell you from experience, when you settle on a tool, right? When you settle on what your page builder is going to be, even if you move slower than people who have one with all the bells and whistles, if you can figure out how to be productive with the tools you have, you will by far earn more money. That's my bet, right? I can't guarantee that, but that's my bet. I'm going to start a new midweek training with Ultimate Insiders. I want to talk about new versus old. And like I said, I'm going to start this week. I'm going to kind of give you an orientation this week as an Ultimate Insider. But the 52-week session I did before, if I were to just kind of tell, what is that for? So, well, okay, if I don't just sell it, if I took the 52-week training and I just implemented it, right? That's what you would ask. If all you did was implement that training for your own business, not just sell it, that's traffic. It's a traffic strategy, right? It's a traffic strategy for people who do not want to be in the make money online space. If you want to be involved in the make money online space, the JVZoo Warrior Plus launch space, there's one way to get traffic, and that is to get affiliates to promote your offer. That's it, right? And I've covered that in PLR Boss Live. I mean, you can get that if you're not an Ultimate Insider. I think it's like $97, but if you're an Ultimate Insider, it's free to you. And so if that's what you want to do, and you don't want to get traffic, you don't want to build a brand, you don't want to do podcasts, you don't want to be a YouTube channel, you're not trying to build a following or build a list, you're trying to build a list of buyers, of people who want to make money online, then you got to play a different ball game. You got to start building affiliate relationships. And again, I talked about all that. And one of the reasons why I took the end of 2023 and I taught PLR Boss Live is so that we could do the training now. So I don't want anybody to build a brand and they need money, right? So they said, well, I'm building out a brand, but I need money now. Then if for a person that needs money now, if they're an Ultimate Insider, you go through PLR Boss Live, you get with me, and we figure out what can you create now that'll connect to the marketplace, right? It's really that simple, and you connect it, right? You may be able to put something together people can use. One of our Ultimate Insider members, and I don't know how she arrived at this process, two of them, right? I know Gail, who's on here. I'm not sure if she's on here or not. I mean, she connected something to the marketplace. She knows well. There's Dana, right? Dana just did a launch, right? And I think she did pretty well, right? And it's that. So, and I'm not saying they did it because they needed money. They just did it, right? And I think they've got their own business, and they decide to build this off ramp, and which is what I suggest you do. So if you're an Ultimate Insider, even if you're building a brand, let's say you're consulting, but you've got this area of knowledge and expertise, you build an off ramp, and you build the off ramp, and you package up your expertise, and you bring it to the marketplace, and then you make it and you make it available. You're giving the marketplace something valuable. The marketplace is giving you something valuable, a little tangible cash. So you want to go, let's say you want to go to a conference this year, right? You want to go to a conference. That conference is going to be, I don't know, $1,000, $2,000 when all is said and done. You don't feel like you can justify it, right? You're not feeling like, oh man, I can't justify spending, $3,000, $4,000 on this. Then what you do is you plan a few launches, right? You don't have to be in the business. You provide value to the make money online space marketplace. You make it available, you sell something, and then you get it back. So the 52-week session that I did before is for traffic. And that's for people who don't want to be involved in the make money online space. You want to build a brand. You want to build a brand in a niche. You want to build a brand based on your expertise. That is what that 52-week session is for. Now, I also gave you PLR rights so that you can teach your customers. It's the same thing. So I don't suggest you teach your customers anything any different than what you're doing, right? I suggest you do it, that you also teach it. So that's what the 52-week session was for. It's already there. You can package it. You can go through it. You can sell it, but it's there, right? I think Ultimate Insiders get it for free, but I make that available to everybody. right? Anytime you see one of our front end offers, if you're here, you're not an ultimate insider, I put that as a bump offer, right? And it's been there for a year. So everybody has a chance to get it. Now I've set the price at 150 because that's what it's worth. I'm gonna be going up to 197, just so you'll know. Now, if you want to get it at 187, get it. If you want to get it at 27, just get along with any of our other offers. It's at 197, it's worth it because it's 52 weeks of a branding plan that if you do it on a consistent basis, you will develop the kind of traffic that, number one, you understand it. Number two, is not going to be shut down by various forces. It doesn't depend on any algorithms. It doesn't depend on something weird happening. It's dependent on your consistency in making your expertise available to people. So that system that I talked about, the reason it takes so long to build is because you're building something that's I I don't like to use the word bulletproof because nothing's bulletproof. And I'm not saying that because I'm not, about the guns and all that stuff. I'm saying that nothing's really bulletproof. I mean, everything can be shut down. But if you do that 52-week system, the way I taught it, in order, if you go through all 12 of those principles 4 times over and you do it that way, you will have a brand that's pretty much unstoppable. It's really hard, right? Because if you have a person, let's just say that all you did, right, was I think step 5, and you built a personal network, a personal and professional network. That's all you did, and you were super connected every place. It's pretty hard not to be successful if you've got a network that you've been working on. And so all those things in that course are evergreen. And so when I refer back to that this year, I'm gonna ask, right? If you don't have traffic, if you're not building a foundation of traffic, you understand how it comes to you and why it comes to you, then you got to be doing that, right? There are 1,000 ways to shortcut it. You can do ads, you can do just focus on YouTube, you can do LinkedIn and all these other things. I'm not talking about any of those tricks. Everything I taught in there is not a trick, right? If there's any connection, I say, focus on becoming a media mogul and double down and understand one form of traffic. And maybe your thing is YouTube. You spent the time, but I am saying to you that if you do those steps the way I've outlined them, you pretty much have an unstoppable traffic source if you're not in the make money online space. When I did that, I did 4 sessions on strategic marketing framework. And so strategic marketing framework was kind of was USP, list building, upsells and cross sells, and partnerships and affiliate marketing, right? That's what strategic marketing is. So I only did 4 sessions on that, and they were not to implement. Now this year is where that's where we're going to start. We have to implement that. Myself, you do. You have to implement that first. You must have a USP, and you have to be in a habit of developing a USP with everything. I said this last week, and I mean it. If you're trying to sell a PLR product that you're rebranding, the way you rebrand PLR, you rebrand it at the functional level. How do you do that? You add something in it that makes it irresistible, something that people can't copy you, something that they can't get anywhere else. So when they see it and it's prominent and they hear it in your offer, they'll say, oh man, I like that. Right? I may not even like the product that much, but I like that. We all buy like that. We're all irrational creatures, and we all buy stuff that has nothing to do with the product sometimes, but we like that bonus. Right? We like that thing, man. I'll get it for that. Well, if you got to get a customer into your marketing funnel that way, because you're ultimately going to serve them. Most of the people that are ultimate insiders, I know them pretty well. And of course, I mean, there are always going to be people that are, that are kind of off in their own world, but most of the people that I do onboarding calls with, they want to serve an audience. They have these people they want to serve. They have this, they know they want to serve this people. And so, and the people that you want to serve, they don't necessarily know how to make a good decision to choose you, right? That's just the fact. You know who you are. You know you have this worth. You know you could really serve them. And they probably know that. But but you know what they'll do? They will go and get something from somebody who they know. They know it's not going to work. Get 10, buy this thing, this push button. It's gonna make your, it's gonna make money just flow into your account. That's what what they'll buy. They'll buy that, right? They'll go behind your back and they will go and buy this thing and hope nobody's listening. They know it's not going to work, but it's overwhelming for them. And most people are rational like that. We all are. And we don't make good decisions. And so sometimes you got to put together a bonus because you've got to get that person who's really good at heart, but they can't help themselves, right? Because they can't help themselves when that thing comes by and says, you're not gonna have to do any work. It's gonna happen overnight, and it's gonna happen just like this. See all these screenshots. It's psychological triggers, and we're all caught by that. And so some of your customers, present and future, that's what they're doing. They are watching these people, and they're watching all this stuff, and they're thinking, oh, I'm going to be able to do all this overnight tomorrow. They know it's not true, but that's where they go. And so how do you overcome that noise? Well, some of the way you overcome that noise is you make a bonus available, because when you make a bonus available in your product that, kind of seems like it's outsized, you are giving that person the right, you're giving that customer an excuse to go with the person that they know they should be going with, right? When your customer meets you, they have an inkling that you're the right person, but they can't help themselves. You got to help them. And one of the ways you help them, even with a PLR product on the front end, you put that bonus in there that says something to them that says, well, you know what, I really like that. I think I want it for that reason. That's why that's why you change PLR functionally, right? Please do not get caught up into thinking, well, if I change this graphic and I call it something different, folks, you could be on a training and you could describe what it is you have. And then you could say, I'm going to give you 20 videos, give you a mind map. I'm going to give you this. And then you describe the bonus. But I'm also going to give you an interview that I did with Tony Robbins. And we were in Fiji and I was sitting down and I said, Tony, tell me about, that's what I mean. Right now, you may not be able to get an interview with Tony Robbins, but I bet all of you can get somebody that I can't get, somebody that everybody else can't get. And what do? And sometimes it may not make any sense to the product. I know it's supposed to be all connected, but sometimes it doesn't matter. People will get it, and your people will get it because they really know they should be doing business with you. You got to give them an excuse, and you give them an excuse with something unique. So we're going to be talking about USP first. And so I am going to go through a framework with you. And as if I were your consultant, as if I were your coach, and I am your coach, I am going to take you through a framework to develop a USP. And part of that is when I taught the concept in the 52-week session of a content factory, you may have heard content factory from John Reese. And John Reese taught it years ago, and that's not the content factory that I mean. So if I say content factory and you heard John Reese and you go way back, that's not what I mean by content factory. What I mean by content factory is you have this area of expertise. You have these things you do on a daily basis, or you have this way of, let's say, generating income, or you have a way that you generated income in the past, or you have this thing. You could talk about it. And when you start talking about it, even if you're talking about it in a general sense, that's how you build your content and make it interesting. Because not like anybody else. Your content factory is different from mine, right? My content factory could be, mine is unique. I mean, my wife is here, right? We've been living and working together. My wife and I have been living and working together since 1995. Right. And something it boggles the mind for some people, right? So I've been living and working with my spouse since 1995. So, that's part of my content factory. And it may not be everybody else's, but I can draw out of that. I've got the millennial here, right? She's got 2 degrees and she's here. Right. So I'm kind of teaching her and trying to get her oriented into that's my content factory. My content factory are the things I'm doing that have nothing to do necessarily with the things that are involved with the business, but I can draw out of that. I can talk about those things. I can be entertaining because I'm not necessarily, I'm not funny, right? So I don't know how to be funny. So, but I can have these things that I can talk about. You have these things. And so your content factory is not just entertainment for the sake of entertainment, engagement for the sake of engagement, right? It's really true engagement because you are touching people at a human level. I've got a my dad's 90 and 92, and he's taking care of my mom who's 90. It presents a specific set of circumstances. And, sometimes I talk to multiple insiders and a lot of us, right? A lot of us who listen to each other, a lot of us who are on these calls, we're sort of in that same space, right? Um, my my oldest sister, she's a prof and she calls it being in the burrito generation, not the sandwich generation, because she's not getting it from 2 sides. She said she's getting it from all sides, right? And so a lot of us are kind of in this space and it's a very real thing. And sometimes you need to let your customer know you can connect with them at that level. I'm reading a book in our PhD program called The Trusted Advisor, and they're talking about real empathy. And one of the things that as a coach and as a consultant that you can't run from the humanity of people. And sometimes even in selling, um, some of the sales that you make will just being able to humanize yourself and to get in touch with people. Now, again, I'm not saying that you don't need to have a Facebook page. What I will tell you is that Facebook page does not necessarily all by itself humanize you, right? I'm talking about connecting at a deeper level. Now, you can do this on Facebook, you can do this in social media, but what I'm saying is you got to have the real connection, and then you can use social media in order to do that. I choose not to use social media, right? I'm telling you right now. I talk to people through our support. I talk to people on our webinars. My way of connecting is not going to be on Facebook. I'm no good at it. Whatever your way of connecting is, you create a content factory out of that deep level of humanity. And then that is really how you're going to know what to sell to people and how to sell it. So we're going to be talking about how to draw that USP out of all of that soup, right? And to put it together. And so basically, we're going to be using the hidden marketing assets framework. And the first thing we're going to be doing is developing your USP. What is so important? What are you going to put into your offer that's unlike anything else, that makes the offer irresistible? What do you got, right? What do you got, right? A lot of you all got some inventory, right? You got some experiences, you got some contacts. Everybody I'm finding, right? Everybody I talk to knows a celebrity, right? Everybody knows some celebrity in some circle who you can get a hold of, who will sit down and talk to you. Everybody knows an author who's famous. Everybody graduated with somebody who is a big deal now. Everybody knows an inventor. Everybody knows somebody. You got this stuff in your inventory. And so there's no better time than the present to start tapping into your network, tapping into these hidden marketing assets. And as an information marketer, you don't start with what you don't have. And that's the number one thing that I see in our business. And I did it when I came to our business. When I came to the information marketing business, I came to the JVZoo Warrior Plus space. I thought it was the only thing available. And 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 I started with what I didn't have. And so what I'm suggesting to you is that you start with what you do have. And so we need to get into that inventory. And we gotta package it. We gotta get it into the products. And then we gotta get your products in the marketplace and gotta get you making an offer, making those offers uniquely. Right? I'm not just talking about, well, I got Facebook over here and I got YouTube over here and I got this thing over here. That's cool. And I got my Facebook page. All that's cool. What I'm saying to you is that you sell out your content factory, you put those unique elements, that hidden marketing assets in that offer, so that regardless of what the copy says, when you talk about what it is you have, it should excite me. It should excite me. It should make it shouldn't. How many products have you bought? Be honest. It doesn't matter what the sales page is. That's marketing. That's real marketing. So, shouting on social media, I think that's great. It works. Advertising, it works. Having lots of affiliate, it works. Where you and I have to get to is that when you open the doors to something that has these unique elements in it, people don't care what the sales page is. They don't. And we've all bought something like that where somebody opened the doors and we just scroll down to the bottom. I just want to see what it costs. I don't care. And sometimes you don't even care what it costs. I'm getting it. You knew when you woke up this morning, when so-and-so did this one thing, I'm getting that. I don't care. I don't care what it costs. Oh, it's cost $500. Oh man, that's gonna hurt, but I'm still getting it. Right? We've all done that. That's the way you got to structure your offers. And you do that, and you don't do that with just the elements, you do that with the USP. So when I give you a PLR product, I'm giving you a basis, a foundation. What you bring to it is the USP. And when you tell somebody you've got a YouTube course, and it's got an interview you did with Daryl Eves, and it's got $250 of credits from YouTube, however you got it. That's an offer, right? So we're going to be talking about going into your inventory, creating a content factory, and starting to make offers with USPs. Not just again, I'm all for it, and I believe in the learning center. But that learning center must have a USP. And you must be developing yourself, developing your contacts so that you're growing. And as you grow, when you start putting all that stuff and adding all that stuff into your sales page, you're going to find better and better responses. So we're going to be going through hidden marketing assets. I want to find out I'm going to want you to find out. Most people don't think about it, right? I didn't think about it until I went through this framework. And that's why I'm going to take you through this framework. Most people don't know what they have. You have hidden marketing assets. You have hidden information marketing assets. Now, Jay Abraham and Richard Johnson, they took people through what we call hidden marketing assets because they were talking to corporations. What I'm doing is different, right? Slightly different. The concept is the same, but I'm taking you through what I call hidden information marketing assets. And you have them. And what we have to do is we have to find out what they are. And so that you can then use them to sell. I need to there's going to be a community space, right? I'm done doing community now. Please don't take this the wrong way. I don't have time to do community with the entire PLR show community. I just don't. And as our Ultimate Insider group grows, I want to be more there and more with people. Right? I'm not a touchy-feely person, just so you'll know. I mean, you probably figured that out. I'm not a, I'm not that guy. So I'm not touchy-feely anyway. So I'm not a really kind of hands-on kind of person. But I can be more present, and I am going to be more present, but I got to limit that to the people who are going to be ultimate insiders. So I've shut down Circle, right? Circle.so, and I'm not getting School. I'm going to do a PLR product on School, just so you'll know. I will be doing a PLR product on that. I'm not getting it. And as I understand it, I guess, who is it? Alex Hermosi or somebody like that. He's got some kind of offer and it's cool and all the other stuff. And that's cool. I'm not doing that right now. Just like I'm not doing system.io, right? I taught on it. I've got it. You got to package it. I'm done with that for now. Right. We got to focus in on this. And so I'm going to be completing the community space, and it's going to be right inside of the course of your Ultimate Insider area. And so you're going to find that on page 1. You're going to also find that inside the Ultimate Insider member area. And it's going to be just for Ultimate Insiders for now. Will I do, Laurel is talking about doing the Facebook group. If she wants to do it and she's willing to be involved, I think she might do that. But I can only really, I don't have the bandwidth anymore to produce one course a week, to train every week, and then to be present, right? I can only be present with the Ultimate Insiders at this point. I have not always been able to say that, but right now, just where our group is, just where the Ultimate Insiders are, I can only be present in a community space for there. So I shut Circle down, right? So, and that's not coming back. And nor am I going back to Facebook. So and not being on Facebook is not a hardship because I don't like Facebook anyway. So anyway, and then I will also be doing a Video Academy Boss training, and those videos, the way that I want to do that is, even though they're gonna have PLR rates, I'm gonna give those to Ultimate Insiders. I will sell them when I get up to 20 at a time or 40 at a time. But when I get to 40 of them, then I will make the offer to the PLR show community, right? It won't be it won't be a Saturday launch. It'll just be, here's the next set. Now, Ultimate Insiders don't get them as I do them, right? Because it's about the platform. And I want to close on this. Here's why. I want to explain to you the logic of why I would do that. It's because ultimately, if you're an information marketer, some of you already have a business model, right? Whether you're Ultimate Insider or not, you already have a business model. You kind of know what you're doing. You have a way you get traffic. You have a way of generating income, and so you don't really need a lot of this stuff. But some people don't really have a path, and so the path for some people is going to involve the platform, and then eventually becoming the platform. I talked about this early this year, where your goal, right, where you should be aspiring to, is to be the platform. So not just using a platform, to be the platform. And right now, at this moment, I don't see any other way of doing that outside of Go High Level. And so, if you go to get a Go High Level subscription, and you have been an Ultimate Insider, you already have the videos to give to your customers as to how to use it, right? So I will have done the videos for you. You will then be able to take those videos. You'll be able to teach your customers how to use a sub account, right? Because I would have given you the videos of private label right here for an Ultimate Insider. That's the logic, right? That's the logic. So in terms of page 1, a lot of the, I'm gonna be laying this out over the next couple of days. So by the time we get to the midweek training, which I think is gonna be on Wednesday or Thursday, I'm not sure which day it's gonna be, Wednesday or Thursday. I haven't decided yet. I will nail that down to you. And there's no link. I have not created a link for it. Haven't created a link for the training because these other things are not ready. As soon as I get these other things ready, page 1, as well as the community space, then I will set up the training. And for the PLR show community, if you're not yet an Ultimate Insider, I will also do a page 1 for you. And so that is coming. There's more explanation to this, which I will be doing in the midweek training this week. If you're not signed up as an Ultimate Insider, I suggest you do. That's the best thing that I can do for you. That's the best that I have to offer. It is where I can be present with you. It is where not only, yeah, you're getting content. You get one package every week. All the other stuff is discounted. So, you will be able to build a library. It will be affordable. It'll be huge, right? By the time it's over. So when you go to the marketplace, you will go to the marketplace with a growing library. And when you make an offer, all you've got to do is build around it. It's going to have the makings of an irresistible offer, right? That's always been the idea, for you to be able to build a recurring income with a learning center. And I'm going to help you to do that. I pretty much have kind of flipped my processes. When, I had to start getting up at 3 a.m. so that I could get my time so that I could deliver on a pretty regular basis. I'm pretty regular in getting you a new course every week, but I want to be more regular. I'd like to be able to look up at the end of 2024 and see 54 courses, 55, 56, haven't delivered more than one a week. So we'll see, right? But that's really what we're doing here. Again, you get one free every week. You also get the platform, and then all my coaching, and you get free. Now, I will tell you this, if you're trying to make a decision, well, should I do this now? I'm not really ready now, and I don't really want to do it now. I will eventually be tiering, right? Setting up tiers so that eventually the level right now, everybody gets everything. But eventually the training is going to be at another level, right? So I think that's going to be up another $10, $15 higher than the basic level. And again, what I'm waiting for right now is I'm waiting for Teachable to give me the setup. And there's some weird stuff they've got going on that they say they're going to give me something. They've been saying it for a long time. They haven't given it to me. And for everybody, I'm not just saying they're messing me around. But there's some things I have to have from them in order to tier it, right? In order to create the tier. And then also another tier for people who want to be involved in the Make Money Online, you want to launch. Because right now, let's say you bought PLR Boss Live, but you're not an Ultimate Insider, well, you will not get launch support. So I think it was when an Ultimate Insider gets something and they've got something that fits, right, in the business space, I will get behind their launch, and I will do what I can, and I will introduce them to my list of affiliates. I will make introductions for you. Now again, I have to vet what it is you're doing, but if you want to be involved in the Make Money Online space, the only way you get my support is you've got to be an Ultimate Insider, right? So that's just, and again, it's the reason I do that. There's a reason for this. While we're building the brand, sometimes you just need to be able to go make some money, right? And I can help you, right? You just need to be able to just go make a few dollars. You need to make some cash. You need to provide some value to the marketplace. And when you have marketplace and expertise, you package it, you make that available to the marketplace. And sometimes, yeah, you got to step back from it. You kind of say, oh, they're going to be using it. They're going to use it bad, but okay, you don't worry about that. You make your stuff available, and then, you just do it in that way, right? So we do that for our Ultimate Insiders, and so that while you're building this brand, if you got to make something, you got to just get something to make it happen. You need a couple of $100 and you got to do something. Then, you go through PLR Boss Live, you put together something. It doesn't have to be a PLR product. I think I'm using Dana as an example. She didn't do PLR. I think she just added in a PLR offer to her end, but she did something that was not PLR. So you don't have to do PLR. But if you go through PLR Boss Live, you will understand the launch process. And again, if you're an Ultimate Insider when you go through it, then you get launch support from me. That's a bonus, right? So that's not the business I'm in. I'm not like a launch coach. I'm not that kind of coach. Eventually I may be, but I'm not I'm a content guy, but it's a way of being able to give Ultimate Insiders a +1. It's just a little extra so that um, insiders know that I'm not just in it for me, I'm in it for them, right? I'm in it for you. So if you're an Ultimate Insider, you're listening to this, you may never use that, right? You may never do a launch in the MMO space. You don't have to do that. I'm doing that. I'm making that available to you so that, and again, now I benefit too, don't I? Right? Because I want to make sure you've got a good offer, because if you've got a good offer and I present it to the rest of the PLR show community, well, I'm gonna benefit from it too. So I want you to benefit, but then I benefit when it's good. Um, Now I did want to tell you, I was going to tell you that I put together a bonus, I think, for Jonathan's PLR, and it's tonight's the last night night for the launch price, and so the bonus, as I said, all my bonuses are going to be connected. So this is going to connect to some other things I'm going to be doing, other things I've done, and so the bonus is an audio I'm going to be doing. I'm going to give you the audio, the PowerPoint, and the transcript to how to improve your public speaking on webinars. And I think the subtitle is things an AI cannot teach you. So the things I'm going to be teaching you on in this audio, you're not going to be able to get ChatGPT to tell you because it doesn't know this stuff, right? It's based on my experience, and so there's some things, right? So there's some things that I know, right? And I'm going to talk through these points, right? There, now I've kind of blanked them out, but I'm going to talk through these points, and you're going to be able to give your customer an idea about how to get more confident on webinars when you get that. And again, you get that at Jonathan's product. I think it goes off sale today at plrshow.com/Jonathan T. Okay, once again, to be an Ultimate Insider, you can sign up at ultimateinsiders.com or at plrshow.com/Ultimate Insiders. And then our friends at Fire Launchers, they also have something that I don't even know if I put the link there yet. So and there's no bonus there yet. So I have to think about whether or not I'm going to put together a bonus. It's personal development. So we'll see. Haven't really put anything there. So we'll see about that. But again, the best thing to do, right? The very best thing, I think, for your business, just depending on where you are, and even if you're a grizzled veteran, right? Even if you're a grizzled veteran, uh, um, I um, I dare say that what we put together, um, if you're a veteran and you're putting our product inside of your product, you're giving your customer a higher value of a higher level of value, right? Because if you, let's say you took our Microsoft AI videos, you put that inside of a product where you show them how to take Microsoft Word and start to um, and start to create things. Show you how cool this is, right? Let me I'll show you this here for a second. I just think I mean, it's not, it's not I'm just going to kind of show you. It's kind of cool, right? So we're going to Microsoft here, and this is what the course is about, right? You see this thing right here? That's the Copilot, right? So we go to Copilot and we say, well, hey, uh write 1,000 words on the subject of, let's say, we'll say Microsoft Copilot Pro, right? So let's say write 1,000 words on the subject of Microsoft Copilot Pro. And this is what the course is about, right? I do cover this in the course. So this is Microsoft Word. So let's just see what it does, right? And then I'll get out of at this 8:01. I'll look at the questions and then we'll get out of here. Right? So I mean, it's AI, right? So, you've seen some of this stuff before. I mean, it's not new, but this is what we're showing your customer in the course, and your customer's going to think it's cool, right? They're going to think it's cool, right? So, if you haven't picked up the course, make sure you get it, right? There are lots of other Microsoft AI tools that I explain in that course, but I'm going to show them how to do that, right? And yeah, so it's a cool course. I had a lot of fun doing this one. And let me see, make sure I can find out where you get that. You can get that there, Microsoft Tools AI. Okay, so make sure you get that course. If you're an Ultimate Insider, you will get that inside the member area, right? So make sure you're reading your Ultimate Insider email. That course is discounted, 50% off the launch price, as well as all the upgrades, right? If you're an Ultimate Insider. So just so you know, so don't get it from that URL if you're an Ultimate Insider. You're an Ultimate Insider. Use your Ultimate Insider discount. Okay, so let me see if I can kind of blow through the questions. Okay, so Gail's question is, can you discuss about how AI might be replacing Google in that the summaries that AI produces mean folks no longer need to go to our sites to see the content replacing there? Yeah, it's a real concern. And there's no one has yet really figured it out. And so really, um, this really means now that when you get a visitor, and what you have to tell your customers too is that you get a site visitor, you got to draw them and kind of get them to keep them, because still the most efficient way of getting traffic is still email, right? It's not even social. And so if you got customers who are doing SEO or you're doing it, they've got to build a list. But right now, the whole thing's in flux. And what Google is saying is you can use AI content, but what they're not saying is we're going to show we're going to show these websites because people are going to the chatbot. Now, what you will see with at least with Copilot is what Microsoft is doing is they're showing websites and they're giving you links, but Microsoft is what, 10% of the search market? It's really going to come down to what Google does. And so I don't know what that looks like, but at this point, uh, we have to, and we've got to encourage our customers to uh, get those customers into something we control. We're going to have to do a little more engagement in terms of, I don't know, podcast or YouTube channel, and then moving those customers from there into something that we control, right? But I think you're right. AI is displacing the need for search. I don't know when the last time I've done search. Quite honestly, I honestly don't know. I don't know when the last time I've done it, and I think I'm not like other people. And I'm not avoiding search. It's just it doesn't come up. So I think you got a good point. Okay, so Gail's question is about the DFY Live Masterclass. Now, those have unrestricted rights. You can do whatever you want with them, right? So you get a DFY Live Masterclass, then it comes with unrestricted rights. So if you want to put it on your site, you can. If you want to, I mean, really, so, I don't want to tell on the person. One person turned it into a book, right? You can do whatever you want to with it, right? So you can resell it or do it. Whatever the DFY Live Masterclass is, it comes with unrestricted rights. You can do it. Now, the 52-week session is a little different because that's for sale. That comes with resale rights. And that doesn't have unrestricted rights. But everything else that's a masterclass has unrestricted rights. Um, yeah, so Gail, so yeah, page 1 is going to be like a welcome, right? For instructions. That's right. Yep. That's exactly right. Okay, yep, Daryl, coming up, we'll have page 1 coming up. That was right. Um, so being able to search out all systems.io, yeah, so yeah, you'll definitely get that sense. Um, Dana said, see the article in the Wall Street Journal, the end is web as we know it. If paywalled, um, okay, Leah, let me see if I can find it. The end of web as we know it, because I might be able to, I'll see if I can kind of post that in the, I think I can get a free link. Dana, if you can link it to me, because I have a subscription. So if you link it to me, Dana, then I will get the free link and I'll post it in the Ultimate Insider area. To the article that you're mentioning, the end of the web as we know it, right? So if you send that to me, Dana, I will get it. Burrito generation, yeah, my sister came up with that, right? I wish I was clever enough to, but she came up with it, right? I thought it was pretty funny, pretty funny too, uh, Gail. Um, yeah, so Daryl, yeah, that's most of us. You're not alone in buying too much, and we buy with good. First of all, we buy with good intentions, and we're no different from anybody else. Um, I don't like the negativity surrounding when people say, "Oh, you got shiny object syndrome. You need to stop buying stuff." Do you know how many of you all work for a corporation? How many of you all have been a cubicle rat? I have, right? And how many of you have been a cubicle rat? Do you know how much money these companies waste? I mean, do you have any idea how much money gets wasted? So if somebody blows $10 on an information product, even if they know it's not going to work, it's not. Listen, people are doing this because we're in the information marketing business. We're trying to figure out some angles. We're trying to figure out some unique ways to get into the marketplace. I have now again, now no, yeah, you shouldn't do it. Right? Yeah, you shouldn't do it. But I'm not into trying to run nobody down because they bought information product. Oh, you got shiny object syndrome. You're just a dummy. That's not the idea, right? And so I hope that you don't feel, Daryl, like you're, because we all do that, but we all do that with a good purpose. And most of the time, by the time we get to the place where we want to be, all that stuff doesn't matter, right? It all contributed to making you who you are. And so yeah, so I hope that you don't feel, and I don't think you do, right? I think I've talked to you. I don't think you feel like, like bad because you spent it. It's just, it's just one of the occupational hazards. But if you've ever worked for any company and you've been stuck in a cubicle, there's so much. I mean, people wait. I mean, they waste so much money. It's not even funny. you know, um, I was talking to one of my friends in the doctoral program, and I need to say this in a way so that I don't put them out there. But they were talking about it's the middle of the day, and they went on a I don't know what they called it, like a sympathy walk. I thought to myself, well, well, how do you have time to do that, right? I'm just thinking, okay, well, what are you talking about? So wasting time and money, everybody does it, right? Big companies, small companies. So, um, okay, Roger. Yep, coming up, coming up. No, no, Gail. Yeah. No, I just slept. I slept at bad hours. So my hours were flipped, and my hours were 4 to 9, 4 to 10 in the morning, and that was not working. It was not working for the doctoral program. It's not working for this. And so what I needed to do was I flipped it. So basically, so it's 8 Eastern Standard Time right now. I'm trying to be in bed in another hour and a half or two. So I'm gonna get done what I got to get done, but I'm done, right? For the most part. After I get off of this, I'm done. I'll get up in the morning, and that's when I'll do my exercise and all the other stuff. And then I will tell you this, and I have said this, and people think I'm trying to no, nobody thinks anything. I will say this. Time moves slower in the morning. So the clock slows down. So the hours that I was spending in the evening working on legitimate things, that time is multiplied in the morning because time slows down. I don't know how to describe it, but if I'm up at 4, if I'm up between 3 and 4, and I sit down, and when my rear end hits the chair, I'm ready to record. Right? If I sit down, I can sit down at 3 or 4 in the morning, and I can start recording, or I can start outlining. Time moves slower. It moves slower than if I were trying to do it um, with the time reversed. So, and that's just and that could just be me right now because it's new, but that's just the way it's working. So Gail, so I just flipped my schedule. Thank you, Dana, and your launch was great, right? So I don't know if you've not picked up Dana's content, right? You can do that at the plrshow.com/Dana and the letter C. And she now has a white label version, a private label rights version on the bump offer, right? So you can get that. So glad to help you, Dana, on that. And great product, and looking forward to the next one right now. Um, let's see. Roger says 3 in the morning. Yeah, Roger. Um, it's when I was going to bed, was 3 in the morning. So for me, I just the way I looked at it was it's the same amount of time. And I think I talked about this on another call. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not a sleep specialist. My wife tells me this. I don't know if it's true. All the hours of sleep that you get before midnight are better than the ones you get afterward. Right? So that's what I've heard. Right? So I've heard that so if I can get 3 hours prior to midnight and then 3 hours after midnight, that's better. Again, I don't know if this is true. I've not studied it. I don't know. It's what my wife tells me. That's better than me starting that at 3 in the morning and sleeping till 9. That quality of sleep is different. It has something to do with circadian rhythms, right? I think Dana's really into this stuff too. It has something to do with your circadian rhythm, that your circadian rhythm wants to be sleep at night. And so if you try to like not do that, you're trying to stay up at night, then your body is kind of revolting. That's as I understand it. So that I just told you, and 2 cents will get you a bubble gum. That's just what I'm saying. Okay, Santu's asking for Jonathan's link. I'll find that Jonathan's thing. And of course I just lost it. So Jonathan's thing is there. Okay, so that's Jonathan's thing. All right, thank you, Santu. Yeah, Carolyn, very excited also. We're going to be doing a small business summit. I don't want to steal your thunder, Carolyn, but Carol's been talking about something very important that I think is undervalued in our business, because we believe in all this technology, but really when it comes back down to it, it is relationships. And she's going to be talking about that. So looking forward to that. Um, what is included? Yeah, Carolyn, I will lay all that out for mid. If you can help me, if you can hang on to the midweek session, and when I have the page ready, then it will make everything clear. If you can hang on to them. Is Jonathan's product in our membership account with a no, okay, so the link is right here, Santu. I have not recorded it yet. I will be recording it tomorrow. Jonathan's product is PLR, personal development, right? So it's personal development. And so Carolyn's saying Microsoft is gaining market share with their AI integration to search. I've only used Microsoft for the last 24 months. And now it had nothing to do with AI. I left Google Chrome. One day, Google Chrome, um, it just locked up my computer, and it wouldn't let and it wouldn't let it go. And so when it I left in a huff, and it's not a bad product, right? And sometimes I will use Google Chrome, but I left it. I said, you know what? I'm done. And then Microsoft Edge started giving me points for Starbucks. So, you know, um, once they started giving me points for Starbucks, that's probably the why I stopped, right? But and that's a life lesson, right there, right? Um, it's probably no better than Google Chrome, and yeah, now it's got AI. But I left 24 months ago, and I started using Microsoft Edge, and that had everything to do with they were giving me points to go get Starbucks. So go figure. uh, yeah. So somebody said that they've been a cubicle rat. Yep. If you've been one, then you know what I'm talking about, right? Uh, it's link to the end of the web. Yeah. So Santu, yeah, I will be putting this in the midweek training, just so you'll know. Okay, so Dana's got the link, right? So the end of the web as we know it. So you can check out that link that Dana's got there in the chat. I will also post this in the member area. Okay, yes. So anytime that there's a discount code, Caroline, um, it will be the same for all the offers for that week. So for example, there's one discount code for 2 offers this week. Everything from Microsoft is the same discount code for Ultimate Insiders. So just as long as you use the one in the member area and not the general one. Um, yeah, no, no, Gail, Gail, I've gone kicking and screaming to getting up at 3 in the morning. So I'm not doing this because I'm trying to be like Bill Gates or anything like that. So I just had to I had to do something different. And my brain is not it works better. It's working better. Yeah, and finding a time to exercise is also one of the other reasons, Gail, right? You're saying taking a walk clears out the cobwebs. I agree. And I just finally replaced a treadmill, so I now do that. Thank you, Sharon. Right. Russell says he never goes to sleep the same day he wakes up. Oh, Russell is old school, man. Oh man, Russell, make me feel like lazy. Oh man. I really want to do some I really want to have a time for us to as insiders to get to know each other, let you all get to know each other. And you're all very, I love doing these onboarding calls and getting to know people. And Russell's interesting dude too. So yeah, Russell never goes to sleep within the same day he wakes up. Now that that's the first time I've heard that, but I'm not gonna try to copy on that, Russell. Um, yeah, um, getting up at the same time. So I'm trying to make sure it's gonna be between 3 and 3:30, right? And that's when I'm understanding that if I can kind of regulate it, then it's gonna be better. Dana, can you put that? Okay, the Santu is Dana's course is the plrshow.com/Dana C. DANA, then the letter C. DANA and the letter C. And she's got a content product, and then she's also on the bump offer of it, she's got a PLR version. Roger says he's trying to adjust to GMT. uh yeah, okay. So I think it shouldn't matter. So if you did it at mountain time, I think it would be the same thing as me doing. I don't think you have to do ES, and I think you know this, right? I'm not telling you anything you don't know, Roger. But I don't think you have to do it at 3 EST. I think it's just, as Dana's saying, kind of picking the time you're doing it every day, but early is better than later. Gerald, no worries. Um, all those calls are going to be uh, um, recorded. Do I have any tips on what to prepare for? Yeah, I'm going to be giving you. I'm going to be giving you outline. So this week is just going to be orientation, um, Russell. So you won't have to do any repair, any preparing. So yeah. So you won't have to do any preparing this week, Russell. Yeah, Chrome is bloatware. Yeah, I've had better performance also, Caroline, with Edge. I appreciate. I do like it more. Um, right. Yeah. So they gave me coffee, Gail. So I mean, they gave me points to go get free coffee. So how could I resist? Um, oh yeah, yeah. I thought I enabled the chat. Sorry about that, Santu. Okay. So the link that Dana has is let me see. Uh, where's that thing? Okay. All right. I think it's enabled now. Dana, would you mind putting that link in the chat there if you could? Uh, okay, so I've just enabled. Okay, so Dana put her link in the chat. And Dana, would you also, yeah, that's right. That's right. Yep, you need to put the HTTP. Yep. So Santu, that link's in the chat, so that's there. And Dana, would you mind also putting that Wall Street Journal link there in the chat? So Dana's going to put that Wall Street Journal link there in the chat. Okay, hey Dr. Medley, good to see you. Okay, so I think that's about it. And man, 8:24. Now, I will tell you this just so that you'll know. I'm not going to do this to you on the midweek training. So I'm not trying to keep you all night. I have not done this for a while. So, I kind of felt like, okay, I'll go ahead, and I don't like to keep you here all night, right? And at this point, I'm trying to get to bed myself, right? Uh so that's that. All right, so any questions? Any other questions? All right, thanks, Caroline. Thanks, Gail. All right, you all have a great night and a pleasant tomorrow. Take care.